أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. In this video, I wanted to go through how you can use this plugin that I have up on my screen right now called Language Reactor to help you learn Arabic, or really any language for that matter. It works with both YouTube and Netflix, and I found it very useful. I've been using it now for at least a few months, like at least almost, I think, coming up to 4 or 5 months now. And I recently found out it's for free. There are some premium features, and I was subscribed to the premium features earlier, but then I found the free features are good enough for me. And to give you an overview, if you go to YouTube, and I found this channel, highly recommend checking it out. It's called Arabic Comprehensible. Really good for the Saudi dialect, and also they have videos on the modern standard Arabic dialect. And I'm just going to mute this for a second. But if I go here to the settings, it kind of has these features, and you can go into a more in-depth review of this, but you can essentially down here how words should be highlighted. There's different settings around that. I don't think I ever really touched these settings down here, but right here is where you're gonna want to have the subtitle show up for Arabic or whatever your target language is, and then my translation language is English. Now, I think, yeah, so human translation and machine translation. So you can have two versions of the translation into your native language. Machine translation is the automatic translation through Language Reactor, versus the human translation is if, for example, this channel, Arabic Comprehensible, were to upload both the English or both the Arabic and English subtitles in this case, if they were both available, then I could also select the show human translation. And usually what I do is I actually leave both translations off because I'm at a level where I want to try to avoid all English altogether. And then there are some important keyboard shortcuts that we're going to see, and I do use them pretty often, which is A. The A key is for previous, S for repeating that sentence that you went through, and D is for next. I haven't really used these other ones. And so, yeah, this is a basic overview of how it works. Now, what I do and the way I use it is to sentence mine, and you can see other videos of how I've sentenced mine into Anki. But if you wanted, you could just go to the beginning of this video and you could literally just listen, and you could have these words come up. I think it's paused. And you can have the words come up, and then you can just hover over each word, and it will actually give you the translation that pops up onto the screen, right? So how does this, right? And this is one really great way to use it. I personally like the taking advantage of sentence mining. And to sentence mine, my workflow includes obviously Language Reactor, in this case, either the whatever the YouTube video or the video that I'm going to be sentence mining from. I also have Audacity, which I need to have set up. And then I have Anki, which I sentence my sentences and words into, and then I use this this Oxford Arabic dictionary here. So I just reviewed this like a few minutes before I was planning to start recording this video. And so I actually haven't been exposed to this video, but I did find right at the beginning there is a word that I didn't understand. So we can actually sentence find this live to show you how or what my workflow looks like. So I'll just unmute it and take it back to the beginning, and you should be able to listen along as well.
الحادث المروري قصة في الزمن الماضي. هذا اسمه يوسف. يوسف كان يسوق دراجته النارية. هذه هي الدراجة النارية وهذه هي الخوذة.
So Huda is a new word. I've actually never run into Huda. But the one thing I really like about this channel is it's truly trying to use the input method to language learning, and it does such a great job of everything's only in Arabic. But even for the more basic videos, if you've never learned Arabic before, you're going to start to pick up on the meanings of different words, and this is exactly the way that you should be trying to acquire the language that you're learning. So how I would bring this sentence into my Anki deck would be, first of all, and I didn't mention, but you can either from here or just directly beside the word here, or the sentence rather. There's like 3 buttons here. If I click on it, I can just copy the text, which is fantastic. Then I have Audacity here, and it should be set to the correct input. So I'm recording through Zoom, which means that in this case, I have to use Zoom audio. If I just hit the R button, it'll record. And then if I press the S button here, it'll repeat the sentence.
وهذه هي الخوذة.
And as you can see, it recorded the audio that she was using. So هذه هي الخوذة. And for some reason, this audio is not very loud. So what I do is go to effect and I would normalize it. So you'll see it's going to increase the volume. Now if I play it, it's going to be louder. Oh, but the output is going to my computer. That should be, actually now it should play it.
وهذه هي الخوذة.
Awesome. So what I would do from here is I would export the audio. I would paste the sentence or I would save it as the sentence name for the audio. And I already have a folder set up. If I go back here, again, I think I've shown this in other videos, but I have my workflow where I will look up the meaning of the word. And the nice thing here, and because I'm learning the Saudi dialect in this case, because I do want to learn the Saudi dialect, the top two dialects that I currently am trying to learn, number 1 is Egyptian, and number 2 is the Gulf dialect in general, not necessarily for like a specific Gulf country, but ideally Saudi, because inshallah, I want to travel to that place often. And so what I have with all of my because these are all custom cards that I've created, I have a field for the word, and then I have a field for the dialect word. And I try to separate between if this word is actually part of modern standard Arabic or Fusha Arabic, or whether it's purely a dialect word, or if there's a variant pronouncing or variation in pronunciation rather. So I would copy this because this is a word that shows only modern standard Arabic words. I would paste it here, and then I'll just put the plurals. Okay, and then I use another great sort of extension or plugin or add-on for Anki, which is awesome text-to-speech. This has actually been a very worthwhile investment. I pay like $5 a month. And it's just simple and easy. And I use the Azure voice because it's actually pretty good. And if your pronunciation in Arabic is good, and if you're pretty decent in or an intermediate learner, I would say this is pretty worthwhile to invest in, because if you're a beginner and you don't have good pronunciation, this can easily affect your pronunciation. So I'll just preview it.
خوذة خوذ خوذات.
So unfortunately, the pronunciation really sucks. So I won't actually create the text-to-speech here, but I'll just add helmet, which is the English definition. And then the other nice thing is if I make it full screen here, I'll take a screenshot. So actually, I'll just do it from here. And I'll take a screenshot. And then if I go back here, now I have a photo. I'll resize it. So it's just, I don't like it to be too big. And then obviously I need my audio. So I'll go here, and she mentioned it's wow. So right here.
وهذه هي الخوذة.
So I have my card, and now if I show you a preview, and let's say there was like a that's like she said it. The pronunciation is the same as modern standard Arabic. Let's say she said khida, or like let's say there was like another, I don't know. Let's say there was no tamar buta in the way, like she just said khod. Then the way the card
وهذه هي
displays
الخوذة.
different. So وهذه هي الخوذة, which is the front of the card, and then the back of the card is the definition. And let's say there was a variation. So I've set it up in a way where the dialect, it actually shows the variance compared to what would be like the word in modern standard Arabic, because Fusha is the number one priority for me, and then the dialects come secondary to that. But this is a great way where you can, learn through through YouTube videos and potentially Netflix videos as well that have the closed captioning audio, which is honestly a challenge. So the one potential option that you have, like for example, BBC Arabic has some pretty good content. Now, instead of just hitting search, they have this separate search bar, which only searches for videos that have corresponding closed captioning subtitles with it. Now, the one that I have gone through recently, and unfortunately even BBC doesn't have a lot, but I've gone through this one here, which is about like the British leaving the Gulf region. It should load with the subtitles, yeah, which you have here. And if I go to like a random one, it should work appropriately. So if I play the audio now, it should line up.
تعطي وجهة نظر المستعمر، فالعديد من الذين يكتبون عن الخليج يقولون هناك لا يوجد مجتمع مدني في الخليج، أن هذه المجتمعات ليست مثل المجتمعات العربية الأخرى، لم تناهض الاستعمار.
So again, you can see it corresponds like the audio and the audio and the subtitles, and so it's very useful. Again, you can click, like I can click a random sentence and it corresponds.
تشير تسمية المتصالحة إلى اتفاقيات الهدنة أو
right? And if I want to go back, like let's say I didn't hear it, I want to repeat it, I'll just press the A button.
تشير تسمية المتصالحة إلى اتفاقيات الهدنة.
But if I want to hear it again, I can just press S.
تشير
So here
تسمية المتصالحة إلى اتفاق.
If I press S, it just repeated it again. So it's really a great feature. Unfortunately, and that's kind of the thing, there isn't really a lot of good native content that has closed captioning subtitles, because oftentimes if it's a dialect, the subtitles are in Fusha, and so if there's a mismatch, which isn't good for sentence finding, and usually for a learner, it doesn't really help either. But I will try to, in the description of this video, inshallah, share either some channels or some videos that are potentially available to you to sentence mine. And I hope you benefited from this. I definitely recommend downloading this and trying to use this application. And please do let me know your feedback or if you have any questions. And I wish you all the best with them.
Assalamu alaikum. So one of the things I realized after I completed that video is I didn't share how I was recording my screen audio. So because I am using an Apple device, I use something called Blackhole. I'm going to link it in the description. If you're using Windows, you have to search up a program called ShareX. Now, because I don't use Windows, I'm not sure exactly how to use it, but you're going to have to find a tutorial for that. If you did enjoy this video or you found it beneficial, please do hit the like button. And if you enjoy my content or you think that you are someone who's seriously trying to learn a language and become fluent in a language like the Arabic language, please consider subscribing. Wassalamu alaikum.